Before the world ever heard the haunting chords of the score, before he ever stood in a recording booth alongside Wyclef Jean, before headlines wrote him off and hope seemed lost, there was a young man from Brooklyn holding nothing but a violin, a notebook, and a dream much bigger than the streets around him. This is the extraordinary story of John Forté, a story of talent, triumph, tragedy, and transformation. John Forté was born on January 28, 1975, in the heart of Brooklyn, New York, raised in the gritty Brownsville neighborhood, a place as famous for producing rappers as it was for struggle. But John wasn't like most kids on the block. While the neighborhood pulsed with hip-hop, John balanced two worlds: B-roll, Brownsville streets, children playing, shots of notebooks, violins, subway stations. He was academically gifted, so gifted that he earned a scholarship to Phillips Exeter Academy, one of the most prestigious boarding schools in America. Imagine that, from Brooklyn public schools to the same halls walked by U.S. senators, CEOs, and world leaders. At Exeter, John discovered classical music, poetry, composition, a global perspective. He began blending the structure of classical training with the rhythm of hip-hop storytelling. And somewhere between violin lessons and English literature classes, a new kind of artist began to form. After graduating, John returned to New York, older, wiser, and armed with a unique vision of what hip-hop could be. The streets had changed, the music was evolving, and John needed a way in. His lyrical skill eventually caught the attention of rising stars in the New York hip-hop scene. Through mutual connections, he crossed paths with two names that would change everything: Wyclef Jean and Lauryn Hill. The group known as the Fugees was crafting a new sound, socially conscious, acoustic, grounded, and emotional. And John Forté? He fit right in. B-roll, studio sessions, audio mixing boards, vintage footage of the 1990s hip-hop era. He became a key contributor to the Fugees' sophomore album, The Score, an album that would eventually sell more than 20 million copies worldwide. John helped with writing, arranging, producing, and creative ideas. His fingerprints touched some of the album's deepest layers. Overnight, John wasn't just a kid from Brooklyn, he was part of hip-hop history. Following the success of The Score, John signed to Columbia Records and released his debut album, Poli-Sci, 1998. Executive produced by Wyclef, the album blended political themes, soulful melodies, classical influences, Caribbean rhythms. Critics praised his intelligence and originality, but the mainstream wasn't ready for his type of artistry. Still, John was rising, performing on national stages and building momentum. Then came the turning point. Chapter 4, The Fall, a Tragic Mistake. Narrator, voiceover. In the year 2000, everything changed. John Forté was arrested at Newark International Airport, accused of involvement in transporting a suitcase containing liquid cocaine. Whether it was misplaced trust or a terrible lapse in judgment, the consequences were devastating. Due to mandatory minimum sentencing laws, John was handed a 14-year federal prison sentence. B-roll, courtroom imagery, newspaper headlines, slow, dramatic music. Overnight, the rising star of hip-hop vanished. Many thought his story was over, but John was about to begin a new chapter, one that would define him even more than fame ever could. Chapter 5, Prison, the Silent Transformation. narrator, voiceover. Prison is designed to break people, but for John Forté, it became a place of reflection, growth, and creation. With nothing but time, he turned inward, toward music, writing, and introspection. He picked up a guitar and began composing raw, emotional songs that touched inmates and guards alike. B-roll, acoustic guitar strumming, prison hallways, handwritten lyrics. He taught other inmates, mentored younger prisoners, and used music as a form of healing. What many saw as the end, John quietly transformed into a man of deeper wisdom, compassion, and purpose. But even with his growth, freedom felt impossibly far away. But fate had one more twist. Celebrity friends, musicians, activists, and supporters pushed relentlessly for John's release. They argued that his sentence was disproportionate and that he had clearly changed. Their efforts reached the White House, and in 2008, something extraordinary happened. President George W. Bush commuted John Forté's prison sentence. After 7 years behind bars, John stepped out into the sunlight, a free man. John Forté's life reads like a movie script. Success, downfall, redemption. But at the center of it all is his artistry. His music is soulful, poetic, multicultural, introspective, profoundly human. He blends acoustic guitar with hip-hop flow, merging classical training with raw street storytelling, something almost no artist does. John Forté doesn't sound like anyone else, because no one else lived his life. In a world quick to judge, quick to discard, John Forté's journey reminds us of something powerful. People can grow, people can change, people can rise again. He is a living example that a person's worst mistake does not erase their best qualities. Through music, mentorship, and activism, John rebuilt his identity, not as a cautionary tale, but as a beacon of strength. From the streets of Brooklyn to elite boarding school classrooms, to Grammy-winning studios, to the silence of prison cells, to stages around the world, John Forté lived an extraordinary life, full of darkness and light, talent and tragedy, pain and redemption. He proves that music can save a life, that transformation is real, and that no matter how deep the valley, there is always a path back to the mountain. On-screen text: we are not defined by our mistakes, but by the courage to rise after them. John Forté.